How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Creators Process. As you know, my name is Jaden, and right next to me I have Renee. How are we doing today?
Good.
Yeah, very good.
Hi, viewers.
I want to say, first of all, thank you for taking the time out of your very busy schedule with what you're doing to, well, come onto the channel and talk to me about, well, what you do. We just did an amazing collaboration where we did some incredible dance pieces, and honestly I'm in love with the photos. Like if I have your permission, I'd love to show the dance images with the with your beautiful green dress and all that sort of thing. Was absolutely amazing. If I have your permission, show those in the video. But yeah, so I definitely wanted to take the opportunity to come and talk to you about, well, dance like in general. But so I guess, before I answer that question for you, for the viewers watching, what do you do?
So I'm a classical ballet dancer, ballerina, call it what you want, with the Victorian State Ballet.
That's amazing. And how long have you been doing ballet for?
Ballet, I've been doing about 11 years, and then before that I started with jazz.
Oh wow, they're very, very two different types of dancing. Was there a reason why you decided to move from jazz to ballet, or was it just because you enjoyed ballet art form a lot more, or do you still do jazz?
I did jazz up until I went to full-time, but yeah, my parents started me off with jazz because they thought the ballet was really boring.
Okay.
Yeah, well, when you have little kids that don't really know what they're doing and it's slow music, my parents are very inspired by music, and they like rock and roll and that sort of music. They're not so keen on the old classical music.
Yeah.
But then eventually I was able to convince them that yes, I did actually want to do ballet, and so then I was doing both of them, and then I went to full time and learnt Spanish, contemporary, and ballet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like Spanish ballet?
Spanish dance.
Oh, wow.
So like flamenco and the regional dances as well. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So I can play the castanets as well. Not very well, but I can play them.
I can play them at least, but
I know the theory behind how to play them. It's just getting the practice back.
Oh, that's amazing. And it's such an interesting thing because, when you say that your parents thought it was a little bit boring, I'm like, it's actually quite interesting. Like, I've seen videos of ballet dancers doing these incredible moves, and it's like, how is that boring? Like, unless they're just just grooving up the side and all that. But no, you guys can do some really amazing stuff. Like, if I was to try, like myself, who has no dance experience whatsoever, was to try and do that, I'd probably break my leg. You know what I mean? I probably would injure myself. So it's like, that's such an interesting thing that they thought. I guess because it's probably the music that is played to it. Like, it has that very, I guess you could say, generalization that it's very slow, like want to fall asleep music and all that sort of thing. But do you find that, like, I guess as a ballet dancer yourself, like, because obviously they would have some dances where there would be a little bit of upbeat music, but do you find it annoying that sometimes people think that it's just like,
it's just all slow?
Like, slow. Yeah. Is that I've
done improvisational performances for people that don't really know much about ballet, and they're really surprised when I can move really fast. They just think that it's all adagio, slow, controlled. But no, ballet is incredible, especially when it's done well, in the fact that there is this huge range of tempos, and what can be expressed through the movement. I think with my parents it was also because it's a local dance school, so the dancing quality wasn't very good as well, so they were like, there's nothing. But as with everything, when something's done well, it can move you.
Absolutely.
And especially dance, because it's the intersection of movement. Humans communicate so much through non-verbal cues, through body language, through expression. So you've got non-verbal movement. You've got the music, which some ballet music is so dramatic and powerful. It just sweeps you away. And then you've got the lights and the costumes and the smoke and the whole thing of being in the theatre. It's a really nice escape, and it does have the power to make people's day better.
Yeah. And it's like in a way you tell a story through your movement. So it's like creating a narrative without words, with sound, with movement, and that is very hard to do. Like, that would be such a hard thing to do. And also, as you said, when it's done well, it looks amazing, because the way that people move their arms, and you have to make it like flow well and all that sort of thing, because if you try and move just like that, people will be going, oh my gosh, there's something wrong with that person. But then when dancers do it really well, you're just like, oh my gosh, like you guys just make it look so easy and all that, but it would be friggin' difficult as anything.
A lot of training goes into it. Yeah. Each movement has the power to express something, and it needs to be executed properly to express what it needs to express. Yeah.
That's it, and it's like that's you could have not said it any better. That's amazing. And I guess I'll ask you, so what was the so you said that you started how many years ago with ballet? Like 11 years ago. So you said that you did a bit of jazz, and then you did a bit of classical ballet and all that sort of thing. What was the inspiration for you as when you were young to wanting to do ballet as a thing?
Tutus and point shoes. The ballet girls always got the best costumes in the end of year concert.
That is so cool.
There's something so beautiful about tutus. They're always sparkly, and the like the tutu skirts, they're actually layers of tulle that have. It starts off with a long piece at the top. So imagine the tutus upside down. You've got a long piece, and then a slightly shorter, shorter, and that triangle shape actually means that when the tutu is standing upright, like when it's on, it holds itself up. That's how it goes out flat. Yeah.
That is really interesting, because it looks because I've always wondered how, like, when you see tutus, they stay there, you know what I mean? Because usually with normal dresses, they just flow down, but then with them, they just stay perfectly out, and they just stay there, And so I've always wondered how the physics of that, how that works. So that's actually really interesting.
Layers and layers of material.
Wow, that's incredible.
And the idea of the tutu actually, originally, in the 18th century ballets, the outfits, the dresses that they wore for dancing, the romantic tutus, were like ankle length, long, flowy. So if you see the ballet Giselle or La Sylphide, one of those sort of ballets, all the dresses are very long. They're quite the tulle is very soft and flowy. And then gradually, as you get closer to the current day, the dresses start getting shorter and shorter, which was to a degree to enable the dancers to show off more footwork. The audience wanted to see what the legs were actually doing, because in those early ballets it was a lot of low legs, petite, fast footwork. Not much adagio or grand allegro. It was quite small and courtly and royal. And then as the skirts got shorter, we were able to do more things with our legs, and also training methods improved, so then we were able to get our legs up higher and that sort of thing. Eventually got to the pancake tutu, which was the 20th century, 1900s. St. Petersburg, Russia.
Wow.
That's
so interesting. Like, I thought that it's funny, like I said, someone who has no idea about it, I would have thought that that just it would have started with that. But do you think it was also like, from what I'm hearing, you said that, you know, people want to see more footwork and all that sort of thing. Do you think it was also the reason why they might have changed this because of, you know, it was restricting movement as well? Like, was that another reason?
Most definitely, yeah. Yeah. There's a limit to how much you can do when there's tulle in amongst your feet.
Yeah, because and it kind of, in a way, like, it really covers up the effect of how ballet, because like I said, a lot of when I see ballet performances are in footwork, you know, the way that you move your feet, and, you know, people would want to see how people are doing that. And so when you're covering the feet, then it kind of just looks like you're moving around in just this long dress. So yeah, no, that's really interesting. Like, I didn't actually know that the original ones were long length. That's pretty interesting. And so, like, how many do you think, like, so how many performances have you done so far over your time? Quite a lot of them?
Adding them all up would be a very difficult process.
We've got time, that's kidding.
Well, before I went full time, it was like once a year.
Okay.
And then when I was at full time, it was probably about 4 times a year. So
wow, add all that up.
Maths is not very good.
That's okay. That's still a lot.
I can only count to 8. I'm a dancer. I only need to be able to count to 8, then I go back to 1 again.
It's like, yay! No, that's amazing.
Then this year, with performing with Vic State Ballet, I think we've got about 70 performances this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's that's incredible. First of all, congratulations on making it to the Victorian State Ballet. Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. Like, and that's quite an achievement. Especially now this is your full-time thing. This is what you do. Like, I think not many people can actually say that they're able to do something they love full-time and, you know, really enjoy it. That's pretty amazing. And so, like, I'll ask you this. So when you are preparing for a performance, how long does it usually, because that's always one of the questions, is like, when you're doing either musical theatre, when you're doing dance and all that, how long does it usually take to prepare for, like, one of your performances? Like, when you're given, like, for example, like, the person who is is it the director who creates the performance, or like the choreographer?
The choreographer.
Yes, that's right. Who creates the performance. So how long does it take from when the choreographer gives, you know, the dance to opening night? How long does that usually take to prepare?
Well, it's very, very individual, company to company.
Okay.
Choreographer to choreographer. But for example, with a lot of the performances that we're doing this year, they're productions that we've done previously.
Okay.
So a few weekends ago we did Swan Lake, and that Swan Lake is pretty much based off the traditional choreography as choreographed by Mares Pepita in the 19th century.
Wow.
Or the 18th. Yeah, no,
it's one of those ones.
19th, sometime a long time ago. Anyway, and yeah, it's just a case of most of the dancers have the choreography already in their body because they've done it before. It's just a case of rejigging it, putting a few new people in, but yeah, just rehearsing it, getting lines clean again, and everyone's head the same and all that sort of thing. I think it was about 2 weeks for that. So that's one that we know pretty well. And then we've got Beauty and the Beast and Little Mermaid. Those are both choreographed by our director. And they're also ones that were being done all of not last year because of COVID, but in previous years. And it's just a case of the new people learning what they need to learn, and then getting everything clean and neat. Trying to think, it was probably about 3 weeks at the start of the year that we worked on Little Mermaid before we started performing. But most of the people knew, like, had the choreography in them from beforehand. And then we did a season of that, so every weekend we'd be performing Little Mermaid. And during the week we would have some rehearsals of just particular dances within the ballet. And then a lot of the time we would just have a full run of the ballet where we go from start to finish, and then we clean up everything that needs to be cleaned and whatnot. And yeah, our normal day is we start off ballet class in the morning, 9:30, go till 11:30, 9:30 till 11, and then we have rehearsal from 11:10 till 2, and then my group of people, the pre-professional artists, because we're all new, we have classes or rehearsals from 2 till 3:30 in the afternoon, just to get us up to speed with the rest of the company as well.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And how many times is that a week you do?
So that's Monday to Friday, and then on Saturday we just have class and technique. Yep.
Jeez, wow, that's quite a busy schedule. That's a lot of, wow. That sounds like a very crazy week for you.
It's great. I'm very fortunate that I can wake up feeling whatever mood, but once I'm in ballet class, like, it always lifts my mood. I am so grateful to be able to go and dance all day, every day. It's like a dream come true.
Absolutely. As I said, not many people can say that they can wake up every day and go, oh, awesome, I get to do this today, and something that they love and that they're passionate about, and they get paid to do it. It's like, isn't that everyone's dream to do that? And it's something about, like, the arts that just really helps people get out of their mood and get out of their shell, and I think that's amazing. And I think it's just it's so incredible, and that's amazing. So first of all, congratulations on being able to make that dream come true. That's amazing. And so I'll quickly ask you about, because you do your photo shoots with photographers who photograph you doing your ballet performances in dresses and all that. First of all, there's some very incredible shots that you did with other photographers, and I'm completely, like I said, before I worked with you, I always wanted to shoot a ballet dancer, so for me that was a dream come true for me.
Dreams coming true everywhere.
That's it. And so what was so when you went into doing working with photographers, how did that come along? Like, when?
So years ago, there was a photographer in Albany, my hometown, who wanted to do some dance photography. So he contacted the studio owner and was like, oh, is there anyone who might be able to do this, might be interested? And so the studio owner got me in contact with him. And then, we did a couple of shoots, maybe like 2 in a year, and then I went off to full time.
Yep.
And then a couple of my friends are beauty therapists. They needed models for their makeup artistry. So I started doing that, and there was a photo shoot involved with that. And that photographer, I was like, oh, it would be cool to do more modelling. How do you get into it? And he got me onto the Model Mayhem site. And then, just looking up Facebook groups and whatnot. Because I found that it was really helpful. Not only it's a great way to create art in the moment. Like, I used to paint and that sort of thing. But I'd always get so frustrated because it takes so long. With dance modelling, I can create a shape and the photographer captures it.
Just in the moment.
And it's there, it's instantaneous. So you're able to create this art and to move people in an instantaneous fashion, which is really cool. But also I found that especially with dance modeling, it's really helpful technique-wise, because as a dancer, sure, you see yourself in the mirror because the dance studios have mirrors, so then you can check your technique and whatnot. But your head does need to be aligned with the arms or wherever you need to be looking. And like when you're moving, you can't be checking yourself in the mirror
all the time.
Yeah. So I've actually found it really invaluable to be able to feel what I'm feeling and then see how it comes out through a photo, because essentially dancing is a series of those photo moments captured together. Like, it's split second photos, because you're always trying to create nice shapes within your dancing, and also like little nitpick things that, like technical things, technique wise, my ballet technique, little things that I may have gotten a correction from the teacher or something, but I didn't realize what exactly it was. But by seeing yourself and what you're doing, you're like, oh, so that's what I'm doing, and it's easy to see how or feel how you can change that. So yeah, it's that's a really long spiel about why ballet photography is good, but it's been really helpful for me to improve my technique.
That's it. And I think it's like for any sort of modeling, like with my like fine art nude modeling, like when I look back at photos, I'm like, okay, I could have possibly moved my arm here, so in a way it's like photography, as you said, is a good way to capture in that moment shots where you go, okay, maybe my leg could have been a bit more straight here, or like my arm could have been a little bit higher up, I could have, so it is actually in a way a good way to actually see what you can improve on and how your structure and the way that you hold yourself up. And so that sounds like photography has really helped you in that way. So that's and have your experiences been really good when it comes to working with people? Yeah,
I've been very, very fortunate that I've worked with some pretty incredible artists, and also if there ever has been anyone who's been a little bit dodgy, I've been really lucky in the fact that the modelling community actually lets you know to watch out for those people, which, like, it's really heartening. It reinforces your faith in humanity, that like we're all looking out for each other. And it also means that I myself don't have to be so stressed about that, because it means that as long as you do your research about your photographer that you're going to be working with, and you sort of have a lowdown of how they work, and like you communicate with your photographer before meeting them.
Absolutely.
You sort of get a feel of how things are. Then it means that when you go to the shoot, you can be relaxed, you can be yourself, you can do what you do best.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and create something really awesome in the process.
Yeah, no, and it seems like you've got the good attitude towards, when you work with people. It seems like, you prepare yourself, you research yourself, and you make sure that you are obviously working with someone who's, legit at the end of the day, and is not going to, put you in danger, or is going to, do wrong by you. I think it seems like you've, had some really positive experiences because you've just been able to, prepare yourself for it, and prepare yourself going, okay, this person's legit, I feel like I can be safe, and if I have to, I can bring someone along with me, it seems like you've got a good attitude towards it. I think that's amazing. And so I guess I'll ask you for a final question. I think one of the two questions I like to ask, I think you've already answered what you're going to be doing future-wise, so I'll ask you the other one, where if there are people watching this video right now and they're wanting to, like, for example, like other people that want to get into ballet, they want to do something that they enjoy and want to make it full-time, what advice would you give to those people?
Firstly, it's never too late to start. Secondly, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. Thirdly, if you love it, the hard work's going to be worth it. Don't shy away from working hard. To achieve a dream, it takes a lot of effort. It takes perseverance. It takes motivation. It takes chasing that flame that sets you on fire. But never give up on yourself. Just keep at it and you'll get there.
You've heard it here. No, that honestly, you could have not put that any better. No, I 100% agree with you, with all that you've said. Yeah, definitely. It's all about persistence and perseverance. Yeah. Definitely. Well, I want to say, Renee, thank you so much for, as I said, taking the time out of your very busy schedule to come onto the channel and talk to me about what you do. Like, I think for me, this was a really interesting, because like for me, I don't know much about ballet, so to learn about all this was really insightful for me. So thank you for that, for explaining all that. And it was, I look forward to working with you in the future as well. I definitely will be messaging you to do some more dance shoots as well. And we have one in the working, so yeah, it will be awesome.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And for everyone watching, thank you so much for tuning into another episode of the Creators Process. If you want to check out Renee's work, I will leave links to everything she does down below. I will leave a link to the Victorian State Ballet, so you can check out their stuff, and so you can go and check out a performance as well. I know I'll be at one of those performances when they're coming up. I told Renee to keep me posted. Let's keep supporting the local community. As I said, once we stop having the conversation ends there. So let's keep having this conversation and helping everyone reach their goals and their dreams. Like, you could be right here, like what Renee's doing, where she's doing what she loves. So comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode.
Smiles for a stranger, shakes the hand of someone new, and at times I stop to wonder what our world's turning into. It seems like everybody's moving so fast that I can barely see, like a blur in no direction, the colors washing out of me. recognize the love I have for you. I'm scared that if I show it, you still mightn't care for what I have to say. But there's a light spelling out your name. There's a flame in the night showing me the way. In the dark it gets brighter with each step I take. Out there by your fire, she's keeping warm, but that girl ain't me. But there's a chance someday it might be. So I'll sit tight in the moonlight shadow. Won't be long till daybreak comes around and breaks me down. 'Cause there's a light in my heart that only shines for you. I am growing, I am strong. I knew nothing about love till you came along. And all of the cliches say it just takes time, and it's meant to be. You were part of my life, and the lessons I learned are a gift for the price that I paid with my broken heart. But this is old news now. It's time this tape ran out. So I'll tell my friends that I'm doing fine now, 'cause they must be sick of hearing me cry about all the same shit that I don't forget. And I said I moved on, but I'm back here again, and I wear myself out. It's such a shame. How do you still have a hold on me, babe? A picture of you shouldn't ruin my day, but it's okay, 'cause I'm doing fine now. I'm doing fine now. Well, you were the first cut, and I'm still bleeding, but there are worse things now that I've had to deal with. So why is it you in the back of my mind? Oh, and why is it still you that is making me cry when I learn breaking up's not the worst thing this life can throw? But this feels stupid but I'm back here again, and I wear myself out